Yo, 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 what it do?
What it do? What
What
it
it
do?
do? Beautiful people. Welcome to episode 19 of Bear
19.
Down Breakdown. Yeah, 19, bro. We almost at deuces. Almost at deuces.
Doozy. What's 20?
Um,
What's 20 in
huh?
Spanish? What's 20 in
20.
Spanish? Vinte?
20.
Okay. Vinte episoda.
There you
No?
go. I don't know if that's how you say episode, but
Oh, okay.
um, yeah, I mean that was as good of a try as I would have given. Y'all can judge me. I'm Puerto Rican. That's fine. I blame it on my mother. She didn't teach me Spanish, so go talk to
Dang,
her.
moms.
Sorry, mom. I gotta throw you one. I gotta throw you in front of the bus on that one. But anyway, welcome, beautiful people. We back. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
life.
yeah, life, and the Bears are
Terrible.
they're. Oh, I was gonna say they're a
Oh,
hot
God.
ticket. Everyone wants to
Oh,
talk
okay.
about the Bears. And our guy who won our giveaway a couple months ago is catching us. He says, "Finally caught you guys live. Thanks again for the Fields T-shirt. No problem, bro.
You got
Congrats
it,
again
brother.
on winning that giveaway. It was our first giveaway. We got to do another giveaway soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Hope you're rocking that T-shirt proudly because
Maybe
we
a Justin Fields jersey. Ooh.
we might have to.
Mm.
We might have
Yeah.
to. Um, But yeah, like I said, welcome everybody. We like to thank those of y'all who are watching live. If you are or watching the show just on the rerun, we appreciate you giving us the views. If you're listening old school podcast form, we appreciate you as well. We just like to thank everyone supporting the show, however you're supporting it. We appreciate you. Um, got a lot to talk about today. Well, kind of. We haven't talked the last couple weeks. That's why I say a lot. But yeah, I mean the Bears are terrible right now. They're 3-9, last place in the division. We're in line for the number 2 overall pick, facing
Let's
the
go.
Packers. It's Packers week. Aaron Rodgers supposedly is supposed to come back. Justin Fields practiced fully yesterday. Today's Thursday. Or no, he practiced fully today. Being Thursday, he practiced fully today. So it's looking good for him for him to return. So we'll see about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. All right.
That's it. Great show.
Talk to y'all next week.
Right.
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, man.
But before we talk Bears and all the specifics and everything, I always do this on every episode. Catch up with B. It's been a while since we jumped on the mic, so I definitely have to do it today. But Bruce, how you doing, bro?
Surviving, man. Surviving. Everything is it's the holiday season, so you're trying to get into the holiday mood. It's just sometimes, you have your days. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I started a new job and trying to get acclimated to that. I gotta go travel next week. I mean, it's a blessing, but it's a lot of work. And then, you add your personal life to that. So sometimes it could get it can get a bit too much, but we're here, and it's the holiday season. I'm wishing everybody a safe and blessed holiday season. Man, hug your loved ones, hug your people, check on your people, make sure they're good. Don't go broke trying to buy all your kids, the Christmas presents and stuff. I mean, and let them, let them have a good time, but just don't stress yourself out, parents. Please don't.
Yeah.
Do what you can. But with all that said, bro, I'm good. I'm here. I'm here. So I don't have anything to complain about because I could be not here. So
I'm telling you,
thank God for that.
you need to make a T-shirt that just says "I'm here." That's,
I'm here.
that's your
Shout out, Will, if
your
you're
slogan.
listening, my t-shirt guy. Make me
Yeah,
a t-shirt, bro.
we need to make a Bear Down Breakdown T-shirt that says "I'm here." We need to do
I'm
that.
here. How you
Definitely need
been,
to do
man?
that. I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Um, you mentioned it's a holiday season, and it is indeed the holiday season, and I'm noticing just how much of a difference not being in retail makes for your holiday vibes. Like, and I
Mm,
haven't been in retail in years, but I feel like it's just now starting to wear off
yeah.
the seeing the Christmas stuff in the stores in like August. Now it's like, I mean, August is definitely a little early, but once it gets closer, once past Halloween, you're like, okay, I'm ready for the holiday season. Like, let's do this. And maybe being a homeowner kind of helps out a little bit because we get to decorate the house, and
Yeah.
we just bought a brand new Christmas tree that's really nice. It's like 7.5 feet, so super tall.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, we're going all out. New home, new Christmas decorations,
You
and all
got
that.
to.
So
You got to. Yeah.
yeah, you got to set the vibes, and we're trying to make new traditions with the family and stuff. So uh, it's definitely, being in retail will literally make you a humbug, like
Mhm.
straight up Ebenezer Scrooge, the Grinch. Like, I hated Christmas
You
for
said humbug.
years.
Okay. You said humbug. I thought you said homeboy. I said, oh,
Oh
that's
no,
I
definitely
never
not a
heard that.
homeboy. Not a
Okay,
homeboy.
humbug. Got you. Got you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been
You're
a
good.
long day. I apologize.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. Um, but yeah, I mean, I hated Christmas for years, man. Years. Like, I didn't want to hear Christmas music until Christmas Eve. I didn't want to put up the Christmas tree until Christmas Eve. Like, I wanted to wait that long.
He was that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But now it's like it's Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, we put all the Christmas decorations up. So we're good. I'm in a good place with Christmas right now. And that's
That's
a
good,
good
man.
that's it's refreshing.
Good to
Definitely
hear.
refreshing.
Your kids are still young. I know your baby is, but Zeke, does he still believe in Santa Claus?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, good,
I'm
good.
I'm debating getting the. And I said I would never do this, but I'm debating getting that. The Elf on the Shelf thing.
Yeah,
You know that
yeah,
thing that
I
mainly,
do. Yeah.
I feel like mainly white people do that, but
Oh, okay.
it's
No, no.
it's
I want to
I
make
just
this a color thing, but
I mean,
go
you know
go.
what I mean. It's a suburban. I don't know. They just don't. They didn't do that in my culture. They didn't do it in any other culture that I grew up seeing. I
Yeah,
didn't know about Elf on the Shelf until maybe 5, 6 years ago.
guess I
But
throw my elf in the garbage. Then I don't since it's you don't know too many brothers that do elf in the shelf. Well, hello, here you
I
go.
don't. Oh well, nice to meet you. Finally.
I've
um.
never done elf on the shelf. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
okay. I
lie.
was gonna say.
Yeah, it's too many people that we know listen to this show. They gonna call up Bruce. What kind of elf you got on your shelf?
But no, it was very taboo for me when I first found out about it, and I was like, I'm never doing that with my kids until I got a 5 year
Hmm.
old. And I mean, Bruce, you've been through it. You know how 5 year olds are and how they like to
Yeah,
act up, and especially this time of year when Christmas gets closer and closer.
yeah,
It ain't enough to just tell them that they're going to be on the naughty list for Santa. It's like you got to have something out there watching them. It's like you got to have a Santa like spy, and that's why I
right.
understand what Elf on the Shelf is now. I completely understand it, and thinking about getting one because it's rough out in these streets right now
It is. It is.
with my son. Shout out to Zeke, love you, bro. Um, but yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Anyway, enough Christmas talk. Let's talk some Bears because they are the true gift and blessing to us this holiday season. The 3-9 Chicago Bears. They play the Packers this week. We are 3-point underdogs in this game. Like I said earlier, Justin Fields practicing full today, being Thursday, December 1st, after he was limited yesterday. So he was upgraded from limited to full. So that's a good sign to see him play. Aaron Rodgers also practiced today. He was limited. A lot of people talked about maybe seeing Justin Fields versus um, Jordan Love, potential future Green Bay Packers quarterback who played kind of well last week. Everyone's talking about his passing and how, all the Packer fans on Twitter were just so quick to poo-poo on Justin Fields as soon as Jordan Love threw one good pass. They were quick with it. But yeah, I before we preview this matchup, I want to get your thoughts, because we haven't talked about it, on this whole Justin Fields injury situation. He had what is it? Was it a lacerated shoulder? Separated shoulder? Something like that?
Separated, yeah, or dislocated, something along those lines.
I
Yeah.
don't think it was dislocated. I think dislocated and separated are two separate things. If it was dislocated, I feel like he would have been done for the year. But separated shoulder, I think is a little different and not as serious, is my understanding. I'm not a doctor. I'm just based off what I heard. But you got the people out there that think that we should shut him down for the year with only 4 games being left. You got the other people out there that are on the other side of the spectrum that think that he needs to just play through as long as he's cleared by the doctors, he needs to play because he needs the reps. He needs to just suck it up. He's a tough guy, all this other stuff. And then you got the people in the middle that think, yeah, he should play, but only if he's 100%. He should play only if he's 100%. And if he can't, if there's no risk of getting it re-injured, then he can play. If not, shut him down this week. We have the bye week next week, and then he can come back after that. Which I don't even know who we play after the bye week. Do you know who we play after the bye week?
Buffalo, I want to say.
The Bills? Oh, God. Then he comes back for the Buffalo game.
Christmas, yeah. So like around the Christmas holiday. Yeah, I think it's Buffalo.
Let me see. Oh, it's Philly.
Yeah,
it's Philly.
Philly. Ooh, well, that's okay.
Yeah. So those people think we should sit him against the Packers. We hit the bye week. He has another chance to get even more healthy, and then play him against the vaunted Eagles squad. So, Bruce, I haven't heard your thoughts on this yet. So I just want to get your thoughts on this whole Justin situation and how you think the Bears should play
it. So he's proved that he's your guy. So you do everything in your power to protect him. I'm on the side of what does he have to prove this year? We know there's still some flaws in this game. We know, the passing game. And, I don't think that he's not a running first quarterback.
Right.
Shout out to our guy, Lucky Spags said he had a separated shoulder with torn ligaments. So thank you, sir. Thank you for clarifying that for us. But he's not a runner first. Like, he's a passer, so it's in him. He can do it. So I'm not really worried about, his passing in the NFL and how that translates, because I know it's there. But man, like, you finally got your guy. You finally got your franchise quarterback. And we've seen it so many times this season, the way this guy gets tackled, the way he gets bent, the way he gets, I look at some of the times where, he's tackled and his knee is bent. And I'm just so worried that we're so concerned about, getting him more reps, or because the scheme, look, coaches coach to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to scheme the way they've been scheming all season for Justin Fields. We saw that in the Atlanta game. Bears had absolutely at that point, they had nothing to play for, but he led the team in rushes. Now, I know some of that was out of him, trying to escape the pocket and things of that nature, but he had more rushes than your running backs. So they're going to scheme, and I don't fault the Bears coaching staff for this. They're trying to play to win. So for us to say, we should tank, no, the team is terrible enough where they're going to lose their games. Like, you look at the rest of the schedule, they got Philly, they got Buffalo, they have the Lions, and then they got the Vikings. They're going to lose at least 3 of those games, and the Lions may beat them as well. So you don't got to worry about tanking. Like, this team sucks, right? They stink. But if it's about long-term, and you want to do what you have to do going into next season to make sure you have a healthy quarterback. Look, I'm happy that it was just that. You looked at that, like, I'm going back to that Atlanta game, and man, I was nervous watching that game. I just knew like this dude was one hit away from being done for the rest of the season, and then the injury is 6 to 8 weeks, or you know what I'm saying. And so then he goes into the off season and he has to rehab instead of, you know, that whole thing. I was watching that game. I was like, God, if he runs one more time, and he was running heavy. And so I'm just like, at this point, with 4 games left in the season, I'm sorry, 5 games left in the season. What is your purpose for putting Justin Fields out there? If you can, if you can give me a clear purpose or a clear reason why Justin Fields has to be out there, then I'm good. I'm okay. But if you can't, if it's just to put him out there to sell tickets or to get him more reps, no, I'm on the side where it's like, no, you don't have to.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation because next year is the big window, right? It's supposed to be when the window is going to be the biggest. So, and then it just shrinks from there because then after that year, then you're going to have to make a decision on Justin Fields' 5th-year option. And I don't know what the 5th-year option is in terms of his contract. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I can only imagine it's upwards of 20-something mil because that's what it was for Trubisky. But at the same time, you have to prepare this kid for next year. If next year is a win or lose, if next year is a playoffs or bust, we'll say that. Not Super Bowl or bust, but playoffs or bust for this team. And again, we'll have to see what Ryan Poles does with the draft picks, with the money. But I think I'm pretty confident in saying most of us Bears fans are expecting playoffs next year. Then Justin Fields has to be ready. You know what I mean? You can't go through these growing pains again where you're just saying, okay, one game at a time. He didn't pass for over 200 yards in this game because of this, and this. We'll see what happens next game. No, it's go time from there. It's no more excuses. So at the same time, it's a tough situation to be in because you don't want to get him hurt. He's obviously your biggest commodity, but at the same time, he does need these reps. He does need these games.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's
I can see that. I get it. I get that he needs the reps, but man, I just look at this. You know, what I'm learning about the NFL more and more is that it's not. It's a legit week to week. You know, it's week to week. So what he did in one game, you know, it's going to be something different in the next. You see what I'm saying? So it's not.
Right.
You can't. Man, I'm just at this point. It's just like, what else do we need to see when you speak of reps? What else do you want to see from Justin Fields?
I mean, I'll go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, is it more in the passing game, which I'm assuming that's what you want to see.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this in the last time we recorded, right? We talked about it before the Atlanta game in our Atlanta preview. We wanted to see that offense open up a little bit in the pass game, and I feel like they tried, but Justin Fields was kind of running for his life, which I get that's a huge reason why you don't want to make him, open it up and make him throw 30 times because, probably 28 of those 30 throws he's going to be running, scrambling and running for his life. But at the same time, I mean, you look at Trevor Siemian, and he talked about this after the game as well. I remember them asking him what he took away from watching Trevor Siemian play, and he was talking about those quick checkdowns, how he
Mhm.
got to his checkdown super quick because he read the defense pre-snap, and that's those little things is what I want to see from Justin. I don't want, maybe it's not throwing 300 times or 300, throwing for 300 yards or throwing 30 times a game, but it's just
Yeah.
those quick decisions um, with the football in terms of throwing that I want to see. Um,
Mhm.
I want to see him dissect the defense in a way where uh, you're like, okay, he's growing as a passer. We all know the flash throws he can make. That throw to David Montgomery down the sideline where he basically, the play broke down. It was a check down flat, and he told him to, you know, just take off downfield, and it was a dime. Stuff like that we know Justin can do. But I want to see
Right.
him, and I'm not saying he needs to grow into this quarterback right now because we all know he's not there right now. I'm not saying
Mhm.
he's gonna all of a sudden be a prolific and efficient passer, but I do just want to see a little bit of growth in the pass game. And I also want to see him, develop some chemistry with Chase Claypool because now we have Darnell Mooney, who's down for the year. Chase Claypool moves up as your number one. Um, I don't know, even if it's a couple of go routes that you're just working. And I know that in that Atlanta game, Justin Fields tried to throw a back shoulder to Chase Claypool, and it just didn't look pretty. Some just stuff like that. Chase Claypool is going to be either your number one or number two next year.
Mhm.
Hopefully not number one, because you want to see them pick up a damn good wide receiver, either
Right.
in the draft or through free agency or through trade. Um, but Chase Claypool is going to be up there in your depth chart next year. So, and you traded a second round pick that, by the way, if the Bears are the second worst team in the league, that's basically an extended first round pick that they just traded for Chase Claypool.
Right.
So that's a heavy price that you just paid for that wide receiver. And I get it, he's still learning the playbook, but by now, I mean, what, you're 3 games in to the offense? I
I
don't know,
mean,
man.
it's
And I'm not expecting a lot. Again, I'm not my expectations aren't high. I just want to see a little bit of growth in the pass game. That's all. That's all I'm asking for.
I get it. I just don't think you're gonna see it this season. It's just at this point, especially now you got Darnell Mooney. He's out for the season with the ankle injury.
It might not. And look, if he goes out there and throws for 3 interceptions, so be it. Like
Because at
I don't
least,
care
yeah,
because
yeah,
at least
I
you have
get that.
teach tape.
Right,
At least
right.
you have tape that you can go through in the off season during training camp next year, and you can ask Justin like, "Hey, what did you see on this? Why didn't you see what you were supposed to see on this? Why did you react the way that you reacted on this?" And that's Andrew Janoko, the QB coach, and Luke Getsy, our offensive coordinator, who everyone was scared about him getting a head coaching job. I don't think that's going to happen this offseason. I think he'll be our offensive coordinator next year. I think it's safe to say that. But I want to, I really would, I just hope that they put together some more teach tape for Justin. And whether or not he shines, whether he makes mistakes, I don't care. I just want to see them try it out and see what happens. That's it. That's all I'm looking for.
All right. I don't know, man. I'm just, if, and then here's the thing: if you're putting him out there, and the worry is you limit to him, you're going to limit him to protect him from injury, then don't put him out there. Like if you're going to put him out there and let him do what he do. But if you're going to put him out there and you're going to scheme just to protect him, then why is he going out there?
Agreed. Yeah. Then he shouldn't play.
He shouldn't play at all. So
I agree.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. If you're going to put him out there, then let's do some things that he can learn from. Because look, like I said, coaches play to win. They don't play to tie. They don't play to tank. They are playing to win. So if Justin's going out there, understand that they're going to do things to put him in a position to help them win. Because as we see, looking at that game against the Jets, Justin Fields is the most dynamic Bears player on the team. He might be the
dynamic player in the league
And
right
yeah,
now.
exactly. At least you can put them up there. You can put them up there with the Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and things and those cats. But you can't just put him out there and just say, well, we're going to scheme to make sure he protects himself. And then, no, because football's not like that. You can't play the game like that. So if you're
Right.
going to do that, then you just better off not playing him at all for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think this coaching staff has shown that they really don't give a damn because they ran those late QB draws when he was very obviously hurt in that Atlanta
Man,
game. Like,
I was nervous.
and I know we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but man, that made me livid.
Yeah.
I've never been so mad at an offensive coordinator play call in my entire life, and that includes Matt Nagy, and that's saying
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've come on this podcast and ranted about Matt Nagy's play calling. And
Definitely.
we've gone to blows about that too. But man, that is like coaching negligence, in my opinion. What they did with Justin in Atlanta, and he tried to tell him throughout the week, like, "Hey, I got heavy legs. My legs are tired." That's your quarterback trying to tell you, "Hey, let's not run so damn much." Like, I get it. I'm dynamic, but if I'm gonna run, let's at least call a pass play, and I'll run out that way. Let's stop doing the quarterback design sweeps and sprints, and yeah, it was bad. It was real bad. A guy Lucky Spag says the O line is just complete garbage. It needs an overhaul. I agree. I have been
That's
retweeting.
true.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and I agree with L Spags on that, but can just for a brief second we talk about Big Tevin Jenkins and what he's become, as I think as a fixture on that offensive line. Like, he wasn't a Ryan Poles guy, but they saw something in him and they put him in a position where he can be a success. And now it's up to Tevin Jenkins to now not just hear that you're the best offensive lineman on the Bears and you can be the best, one of the best offensive linemen in the league, in the guard position. But you gotta now put the work in. Remember, we talked about in the beginning of the season, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't got the work ethic, if you don't got the mental, then you're not going to succeed in this game. We know what Tevin Jenkins can do, and we've seen it. He's become the best Bears offensive lineman and one of the bright young offensive linemen in the game today. In his first year being a guard. So now it's time to know that, yeah, I'm that dude. So in the offseason, like, no more. I don't want to hear no more negative stories about Tevin Jenkins. I want to hear him putting more work in, studying film, like coming into next season, knowing like you have somebody for the next, 5 to 10 years on that offensive line.
Yeah, I agree. And I've been retweeting to put him in the Pro Bowl because they've obviously got those Pro Bowl votes now on Twitter. Yeah, send that kid to the Pro Bowl. Like,
yeah.
I'm 100% about it. He is no doubt the anchor of that offensive line. If we can get a good center, that interior offensive line is I'm pretty comfortable with it. With Cody Whitehair, a good center, and Tevin Jenkins, those three guys in the middle, I'm good with that. And then obviously we need some tackles. Besides Braxton Jones, I think Braxton Jones is playing pretty well. I mean, he's not all pro. He's not a world beater.
Right.
But again, he's a 5th round draft pick that probably a lot of people did not even see starting this year. And he's come out and played pretty well. As for that right tackle position, though, man.
Yeah, Larry Bourne, we can be done with that. We can be really done with that whole experience. The thing I will say about Jones, though, is, he needs to get stronger. He definitely needs to get stronger. The lower half of his body has to get stronger. I've seen too many games where he gets pushed around a lot. but he gives you that effort. You know, he has long arms. He's serviceable. He's serviceable, and I think, you know, with another year under his belt, get stronger. I think he'll be okay. I'm not saying that if the opportunity is out there to grab a stud left tackle that you don't do it via free agency
Oh, no
or
doubt.
the draft.
Because
I'm not
then you
saying
could just
that,
put
but
you
I
could put
think
Braxton Jones at right tackle if that's the case.
exactly, exactly. You know, or he'll be that swing guy, right? He can, you know, if your starting left tackle gets injured, he can come in. He could go to right tackle. He could be that dude because you need depth. We see that across the NFL. Everybody gets injured, so depth is so important. Um, but yeah, man, like I'm a huge like Tevin Jenkins, man. I'm huge on that guy. I've seen him, you know, just dominate on as a guard this year. So I think you definitely gotta you definitely have something there for the future. So that's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah, he's a beast. He's definitely a beast.
Someone not named Justin Fields is you know, you could say is part of this Bears future. So
That's a good question. Let me ask you that since we're talking about the Bears and their storylines. I don't think we need to really dive into this Packers Bears matchup too much. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but Packers should win that game. Obviously, I mean, I'm sorry, Bears fans, but that's just how I see it. I think it's safe to say that anyway. But who on this Bears offense do you keep next year?
outside of so I have off the top of the head, of course, you got Justin Fields, right?
Hmm.
I love Khalil Herbert. I don't believe in giving running backs huge contracts anymore. So David Montgomery's been real serviceable, but you can let him go. So I'm big on Khalil Herbert. You can keep him. I love Cole Kmet. They finally just figured out what to do with Cole Kmet, and you've seen the production, you know, go up since they just finally figured it out with him. So I got Justin Fields, I got Khalil Herbert, I got Cole Kmet. We just talked about Tevin Jenkins. I like him. Darnell Mooney, of course, Chase uh, Claypool. I'm looking at the offensive line. I mean, I think you keep Cody Whitehair because he's been, you know, he's been okay. He's been serviceable. He's, I mean, he's the elder statesman of the offensive line, so you can keep him. Ooh, that's it. I mean, that's a nice. What was that? Let me see. Jay Fields, Herbert, Cole Kmet, Mooney, Clay. That's 5. Tevin Jenkins 6. Cody Whitehair 6 with a possible. I said Cody Whitehair is a question mark. So 6 with a possible. We playing
Okay.
spades right now. So 6 with a possible.
I like that. I agree. I agree with that. What do you do with guys like N'Keal Harry?
And I know you need depth from wide receiver. I like Pringle. I think,
I think
and
he
I know
just
you've
hasn't
seen
had enough of an opportunity. 'Cause you
right,
saw that's
right.
another
With
thing
the
that Trevor Siemian did in this last game, that I feel like Justin Fields needs to work on, and that's giving his wide receivers a chance, even if it looks like they're covering.
opportunity.
Because
Yeah.
that catch in the end
Yep.
zone, Byron Pringle was
Was
not
beautiful.
open.
Yep.
He was not
Yep.
open, but Trevor Siemian put it there. He saw the defensive back wasn't looking at him, had his back turned towards the QB, so he just gave him a chance, and look what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
N'Keal Harry. Oh man. Um
because
for
obviously
for
if you sign him, it's not going to be a whole lot of money. Like
no. No.
probably give that dude
Um,
that minimum.
yeah, I mean to me he's still on to prove it, right? And it's like, man, how many opportunities you need to prove yourself when you just realize you just probably just not cut out for this. Probably ain't your sport if you got to keep proving yourself. I know he was hit with injuries. But it's just like the stuff from you hope a change. You was hoping to change the scenery might have done him some good, but the things that they I don't know. Just you see why New England was like okay, good luck over in Chicago because
We'll take
he
that
just
seventh
really
round
hasn't
pick.
done anything to. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say New England just was very happy to get a seventh round pick. I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so I mean, so you got Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool. I'll keep Pringle. So that's three. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
sounds
know.
about
I don't
sounds about right.
know. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Ryan Poles has his work cut out for him. Because
Who does he ever?
that whole entire
Oh my
defense can
God.
go.
Yeah. Yeah. Although look, Jack Sanborn, I'm
Jack
saying,
Sanborn's nice.
he's not the fastest guy. He is, but
I kind of like his speed, man. He gets from sideline to
it's,
sideline quick.
he
I
does.
think,
The really
and
good
his
thing
and his
about
reads are quick too.
exactly, and I think that benefits him. That benefits him great because and so I'm just like, man, if you don't got to spend money on, you thought you had to replace Roquan. And I'm so glad that they traded Roquan because, as you see, you can find a serviceable linebacker. Like this kid, did he go undrafted? Yeah, I think he went undrafted, right?
Yes,
Sanborn?
he's an undrafted free
Yeah.
agent. Yep.
And so he has the opportunity to actually be a starting linebacker. And he's proven that he deserves that opportunity. And of course, Brisker, Gordon, I like those two. I definitely love Brisker. That's my guy. I love him.
Yeah.
Gordon has had a lot of ups and downs this year, but that's expected from a rookie, especially from with the cornerback position. So that's three.
Jalen Johnson.
I
He's
was rooting for JJ. I was
yeah.
rooting for him.
I think he's just he's not a number one. Just like
He's
Darnell
not
Mooney is not a number one.
right.
Jalen Johnson is not your cornerback that you stick on your best wide receiver.
No,
I think that's
no.
just what that is. He's just
Yeah.
being overmatched. He's a good two. I think he's a really good two.
Solid
But
two.
he's another guy whose contract is coming out that you got to make a decision on. So
yeah, definitely. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I know he's been playing through. I believe it was a re-up injury that he's had.
yeah.
So, I know he's playing through injury. So, the true football players, that's what they do. But yeah, I look at him more as a number two. So if you can get a number one cornerback, Gordon, I think you got something there. But man, you kind of hit it on the head, man. Ryan Poles got his work cut out for him. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what happens with this Bears roster next year.
Yeah.
And what they can do with the money, with the draft picks. It's your opportunity to build this team and build it into a contender. Long term, a long-term contender. Like not this one hit wonder things that we're so used to seeing in the Bears, but really starting to just build this team into a contender. Because man, I look at teams like Minnesota. I mean, they're good, but I don't see them being like that long-term dominant like the Packers have been. And you see the changing of the guards in the pack, over in Green Bay. So I just think the Bears got that opportunity now to build something where you can start being the kings of this division. So
yeah, you look at those three teams; their quarterbacks are not getting any younger. Jared Goff not getting any younger. Kirk Cousins not getting any younger. Obviously, a lot of people think Aaron Rodgers is going to be his last year. Did you see? I saw a stat on Twitter by Daniel Greenberg, obviously a very popular follow for Chicago sports fans. But he said that this Sunday's game against the Packers is the second most expensive Bears-Packers matchup on record. The average purchase ticket is $419. Isn't that interesting to you? Being that these two teams are the third and fourth place teams in this division, I mean, yeah, sure, you're gonna have Aaron Rodgers versus Justin Fields probably, but even that's like not even set in stone. Um, I feel like the people, whoever they're setting up these ticket prices, know something, and this may be Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Packer in Soldier Field. That's just
Yeah.
my inclination.
Yeah.
I don't see any other reason as to why these tickets would be so damn expensive because that doesn't make any sense to me.
So you look at Aaron Rodgers, because I think this is it with him and the Packers. Now here's the thing. And I was reading and kind of jotted some stuff down. And he has close to $100 million in dead cap money in 2023 going into next season. Bro, so they can't, it's impossible to cut him. So he either
Yeah,
retires or they look to deal him because, and I know it was, I mean, Jordan Love came in, looked okay, against the Eagles. But
yeah,
again, you look at Aaron Rodgers' situation, and I just think it's a Russell Wilson situation from Seattle, and I think the same thing is kind of happening with Aaron Rodgers. So I think you're right, man. I think the ticket people, they know something. Vegas may know may know a little something that this just might be it. This might be it.
yeah,
Thank God. Oh my God.
yeah.
So sick of Aaron Rodgers.
I've had my Aaron Rodgers fit, and the fact that Jordan Love looked pretty good against the Eagles is not. Hell, I don't even want to talk about it because I do not need another good quarterback in Green Bay. Like that's, I swear, if that happens, I will. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch Bears football anymore, but that will be. I mean, we have our quarterback, so I can't be too mad about it. But
Yeah,
watching
that's what I'm at. Yeah.
two good quarterbacks go head to head, twice a year would be cool to see. But it's just the fact that Green Bay just somehow finds quarterbacks, and it's so damn annoying. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, yeah. So Bears Packers. Bears are, like I said, 3-point dogs in this matchup. They both have really bad defenses.
Mhm.
Packers are somehow in the top 10 in both passing and rushing yards, which is interesting. They just can't score points because the Bears are averaging more points than the Packers.
Go
Um,
figure.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, not a whole lot to break down in this game. It it's the one of the only games that the Bears were completely blown out this year with Justin Fields starting. The first time they played earlier this season. This is obviously when Luke Getzey was still good, trying to get a feel of this offense, still trying to get a feel of what Justin Fields likes, what works, what doesn't work. Pretty much every game pre Monday night Patriots, I think is a fluke because obviously that was the breakout game for Justin Fields in terms of the offense and scoring points and running the ball. But yeah, Packers Bears. Who you got, B? What's your thoughts on this game and who you got?
Let me first say, don't you? I don't. It's no excitement to this game. Like I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe
yeah.
it's
I
just
was gonna
me, but
actually ask you that first.
it,
If this game holds any weight to you in terms of the
it,
rivalry.
it doesn't. It doesn't. Like if my son says like man, Dad, can we go to the movies during Bears Packers? I'm gonna go to the movies. I'm not gonna lie, because this
Yeah, I
is
actually have a late family Thanksgiving that I'm going to during this game, and I'm not even that mad
see, yeah.
about it.
No, because it's not. I mean, this game isn't. It's nothing. Both teams are trash. Like, I mean, I get that this could be Aaron Rodgers' last, hurrah against the Bears, and it's like, okay, I'm not okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like it's nothing
Yeah,
that's
what's gonna
like
happen? He's
making
gonna
me want
somehow
to
win the
sit in
game
front.
again. It's like nothing that we haven't seen before.
Exactly. He's 23-5 in his career against the Bears. So if he wins one more time, okay, great. It's nothing new.
Right.
So, with that said, um, if Justin Fields, if he plays. I saw what Jalen Hurts did to the Packers. The Packers defense, they give up almost 155 rushing yards a game, which is like dead last in the league. So the Bears, their bread and butter is running the ball. So if that happens, if Justin Fields plays, the Bears win 21-17. If Justin
Wow.
Fields plays. If he doesn't play, the Bears will lose 17-10. So
Yeah.
there you have it. It's up to Justin
right.
Fields.
The only thing I can say about that is if Justin Fields played last week against the Jets, I feel like we still would have lost.
Yeah.
So even if Justin plays this game, it's really hard for me to not think that Aaron Rodgers is going to completely dice our defense, especially being that Eddie Jackson is out for the year. Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson, I think, or Jaquan Brisker are still in concussion protocol, so they may not play. Yeah, it's going to be a practice squad defense out there, basically, for the Bears.
Okay. Ask me again. Ask me to score again. I'm sorry.
Yo, B, whatever you said before, I'm going to ignore. So who do you think is going to win this game?
Okay. So the Packers are going to win this game. And I said they was going to originally score 17 points. They're going to score 17 points in the first quarter. And so with that said, the Bears will lose this game 35-21. Whether Justin Fields plays or not, they're going this defense. I forgot. I don't know what made me think the Packers was only going to score 17 points.
Yeah.
And I know they're not that good. They only average 19 points a game, but yeah, the way we made the Jets look. Yeah.
I was going to say, we made what? I don't even remember his name. Who started in that game in place? Mike White. We made Mike White look like prime Aaron Rodgers in that game. So
Jets are going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Because of old Mike White.
Because of old Mike White. Yeah. I just don't see how we could stop a fart in this game defensively. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to score on almost every possession. Yeah, I got the Packers winning. You said 35-21?
Mm-hmm.
Good score. I'll say 33. I'll say 33-24. Packers win.
Okay. Close.
9 points. Like that's not technically a blowout, but listen, their defense isn't good either, so I think we score points as well, especially if Justin plays. That's what I'm assuming is that Justin's going to play. That's why I'm giving us 24 points. If Justin does not play, just don't watch the game, guys. I highly would suggest against it. Shout out to our guy, Paul. He says, how many games do you think the Bears win at this point? I originally had us at 5 or 6 win team, but these next few games look tough. Yeah, Bruce touched on it earlier. He said he could see the Bears only winning one of these next, how many games? 4 games?
Yeah. They got this game this week. Well, 5. So they got this
5. Yeah. Yeah, 1 out of these next 5 games. And I could definitely see that too. I don't think the Bears are going to beat the Packers. Eagles and Bills, if those 2 games were maybe the last 2 games of the season and not the Lions and Vikings, I could maybe see us having a chance in those because I could see those 2 teams sitting their starters in that case. But they're not going to sit their starters. So blowout city in those 2 games. Lions, maybe. Probably not. The only game I can see us winning is the Vikings, and only because of what I just said.
They might rest.
They'll probably sit their starters.
Yeah.
They'll probably sit their starters. They're well atop of the division. They're looking for the playoffs already. So, yeah, I can see them sitting their starters, and maybe we get a win out of that one. Maybe. Even then, because we're also playing all of our backups basically. So that one might be a crapshoot. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's not completely unreasonable to say that the Bears are going to lose every single game for the rest of the year. Like, that's just where we're at, I think, right now,
Yeah,
which is sad.
yeah, and it's okay. I don't care at this point.
I was gonna say it's sad, but also not sad because
Yeah.
I mean that could mean the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
It could be
Yes.
that.
Ooh, that'd be something to talk about.
Man. Let me ask you something. Number 1, number 2 overall pick. Before we close the show out, do you trade out of that for say you can get another first and a second?
Mm.
Do you trade out of that?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. Oh, yeah. Right now, who's number 1? I think Houston. Houston they need a quarterback.
Yeah,
And then it's us.
they're definitely going quarterback.
Yeah.
So you got every single defense. I mean, you got basically if Houston goes number 1 and they pick a quarterback, you got the first pick in the draft, basically, because you don't need a quarterback.
Exactly.
So
exactly. So those teams, it's going to be a lot of teams that's desperate, who needs a quarterback. So after the Bears, you got Detroit, you got Seattle, you got Carolina, the Eagles, Arizona, Green Bay, Vegas. I know, is Detroit ready to draft a quarterback? Maybe.
it could be.
Seattle, do they? I mean, I know Geno Smith is cooking, but
yeah, they definitely need something for the future for sure.
Okay, Carolina, yes.
Jeez.
The Eagles are straight. Arizona, I think they believe in Kyler Murray. Yeah, but
that's an interesting situation. His stock is going down.
Yeah. Then you got Green Bay. They got their quarterback. Vegas. That's another interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
They're at 9. And then the Texans again. Texas got 2 picks in the top 10, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So you trade out.
Detroit. Detroit is interesting. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the draft order. Detroit has they got the 13th pick as well. Could you try? So let's say Detroit let's say they want the Bears number 2 to get their quarterback of the future.
Give me both. Give me both your firsts.
Give me the 3 and the 13. But what if Detroit knows that the Bears won't get a quarterback?
Then, I mean, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, then you stay at 3. But the Bears moved up to get Trubisky in one spot. So I wouldn't. We had the 3rd overall pick that year. We moved up to 2 to draft Trubisky. So it wouldn't completely surprise me if a team did that. But yeah, I mean, I mean, you look at guys like I put it on the board earlier. Our guy Paul said Will Anderson will look great in a Bears uniform. That's a guy. Who's that kid out of Georgia? Is it Jalen Carter? Am I getting that right?
The defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a monster.
Yeah, he's another guy that a lot of Bears fans would like to see the Bears pick up if we have a top 5 pick. But yeah, I feel like, and I don't have the stats to prove this, but I just feel like trading back is almost always a good thing. Like I would give it like a 98% positive rating in terms of it turning out to be a good thing. Because you're just getting more swings. You're just getting more swings at the plate at that point. You're just getting more picks. We all know, we just talked about all the roster spots that Ryan Poles has to fill this year. I just think more swings at the plate is what is the route that Ryan Poles needs to go in. Because yes, you have a lot of money, but again, you have to fill a ton of roster spots. So that money looks great, But when you have a ton of roster spots to fill out, you're spreading it out everywhere. So instead
True.
of spreading it out everywhere, why not get one or two like dynamic guys that you're re-signing for a long period of time? I'm talking about proven star players. I don't know who those players are yet. Usually we find those out in the off season. You see those guys that are frustrated in the situation that they're in. DeAndre Hopkins is a name that I've been hearing in Arizona that's not happy. We've seen him argue with Kyler Murray on Hard Knocks and them going back and forth. So it's guys like that are aren't happy in the situation that they're in, that you could trade for and then re-sign for a long period of time, just like the Bears did with Khalil Mack.
Right.
You could do that with the money that you have, as long as you use the draft to fill out a lot of those roster spots, and trading back, I think, is the best way to do that. Just get as many picks as possible, man.
I agree.
As many picks as possible.
Yeah. Although if you get Will Anderson, the edge rusher, he's going to be a Hall of Famer because of the school he went to. You know what school he goes to, right? Because anybody that goes to
I don't. Well, so go ahead and tell us.
Roll Tide, Alabama. Even though they had an off season this year. First of all, well, that's okay. I will say that, but they lost 2 games this year, and so to them that's crazy. But yeah, anybody that goes to Alabama is Hall of Famer. So,
wow, everybody. Wow,
everybody that comes out that program is going to the Hall of Fame.
Damn, Nick Saban has got it jumping over there. Yeah, but I mean, we got a long way to go before that. But it's definitely at this point, safe to say, a lot of Bears fans, most Bears fans are on draft watch right now in terms of seeing what position, where we're going to be, who can we draft, who can potentially we trade out of to garner more picks. It's going to be a fun offseason.
Definitely.
That's for sure. That's the beauty of rebuilds and having a GM doing it the right way is you get to see what they're going to do with all those assets. And Ryan Poles, man, he has no excuses this offseason. None.
No.
There's a lot of pressure on Ryan Poles now this offseason. So we're cut out for you, man.
It is.
Yeah. It is going to be interesting. All right. Well, that does it for week 13? Is that where we're at? My God.
That the season is just
week 13.
Flying by. Yeah.
Week 13 preview, Packers week. We both got the Bears losing. Don't be too mad at us, Bears fans. All right. But before we close out the show, since we haven't done it the last few weeks, we want to give y'all our Rec of the Week. It's our segment where we just recommend something to you. It could be anything. Bruce, I'm hesitant to let you go first. You better not give me a Bible verse.
No, I was going to say you go first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I will go first. I am going to recommend, my Rec of the Week is a special on Disney Plus. It is called Hip Hop Nutcracker.
Okay.
No pause. Okay, guys. Everyone knows the Nutcracker is this ballet, old school Christmas special that everyone goes to the theaters to watch. But somehow Disney got this like hip hop version of the Nutcracker. It's a little corny. Okay, so don't. Okay, so Run DMC is or Rev Run from Run DMC is basically going through and he kind of narrates it by rapping, and that part's a little corny-ish.
Hip hop legend.
He is a hip hop legend, but you could just tell that you guys probably could have got somebody better. You're dick. You could throw the book at somebody, but they got Rev Run. Don't disrespect Rev Run. I love Rev Run. Anyway,
Twas the night before Christmas. Hoorah! Like, okay.
No disrespect to Reverend. But I thought obviously it's a very because you look at the Nutcracker shows out there and they're predominantly like white people dancing ballet. So it's really cool that they brought in a lot of different cultures in the hip hop Nutcracker, and you got a lot of hip hop dancing. They turned a lot of the old Nutcracker instrumentals and put rap drums and dope mixes. They got the Jabberwockies on there. Anyone who knows me personally knows how much I love the dance crew Jabberwockies. I love dancing. It's one of the things that I love doing. So it's something that was super dope to see. Just the hip hop or the Nutcracker turned into a cultural hip hop rap thing, and I just recommend it. It was cool. If you can get past the Rev Run corniness, it's cool.
I like that. I'm gonna check it out. And I'm gonna just laugh every time Rev Run starts rapping.
What you got, B?
I'm only doing this because I feel like, no one's recommending this or no one's talking about this, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. ESPN has this wonderful breakdown of when will LeBron break Kareem's record, scoring record, and they have it where like he has like the number of points he needs, the projected games, the projected date, and I feel like that's important. So what I recommend is that you all log on to ESPN and you all follow this because this is amazing. This is probably the greatest like thing ESPN has ever done, and they just give a wonderful breakdown of LeBron versus Kareem, their 20-year comparison, like when Kareem was in his 20th year compared to LeBron, and they give a breakdown of his last 5 games. Like this is such an amazing tool that ESPN has done for probably one of the GOATs. And people say the GOAT. We're not gonna argue that. That's tomato. But yeah, I just think like this is amazing. So I recommend that you all log on to ESPN and you all follow this amazing of when will LeBron James break Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record and will be the all-time leader in points scored in the history of the NBA. No one will be able to top that. Nobody. So that's my recommendation of the week. Hoorah.
On that note, oh my God.
Didn't expect that, did you guys? We see B on his patty today. Okay.
Wow. I was waiting for you to tie in LeBron somehow, and there it is. Wow.
Oh, you knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah, I would definitely not be checking that out. But everyone else, whoever does, let Bruce know what you thought on that documentary.
Please do. Let's have that discussion.
That nonsense. Anyway. Thank you everyone for listening, tuning in. If you tune in live, we appreciate you so much. Lucky Spag and our guy Paul. Thank you guys for chiming in. We appreciate the questions, the thoughts, the convo back and forth. That's why we record live. Well, that's part of the reason why we record live is to have interaction with anyone who watches the show. If you do watch live, comment however you're doing it. If you're watching live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, just comment on the live feed and we'll see it and we'll interact. We love that. That's part of the reason why we do this. If you're not watching live, then you can watch live. Do it. Stop being lazy and do it. Sorry, it might not even be that you're lazy. You might be working. So I apologize.
Right.
I crossed the line there. I'm sorry. No, we appreciate you, even if you are just listening in the podcast. Like I said earlier, any support we appreciate. But we will be back hopefully on Monday, the game after the Packers. No promises because obviously something might happen, but we plan on going live to talk about the game. So yeah, that does it for us. And until then, we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.